Alright, I'm back and I've inked a little bit more of the horse. So I've used two different thicknesses of nib widths to get a little bit of dimension in there. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you how I do his forelock. Oh wait, first I'm going to show you how I do his ears. Now with his ears, I want to give the impression that he does have a little bit of short hair here on his ears. They have quite velvety ears. So instead, I don't know if you can see it, so not nasty shadow. So instead of just doing a straight flat line, I'm going to do little hatch marks up here to give the impression, along with some flat line, that there is in fact a little bit of fur. And you can do little dots, and then as the fur just gets a little thicker, you can go ahead and just add a flat line, straight line. And this will add a little bit of dimension and detail to your drawings. And it's a rather nice treat for the viewer to see that extra little detail put in. Now when I want to do just small thin lines showing either where blood vessels are or where the muscle wraps over the bone, I don't necessarily have to switch to my small nib. Instead, I just very gently, quickly do my little marks, and I barely push down, and that will give me a lighter mark. The nice thing is that usually the better quality pen you buy, generally, unless it's like a rapidograph pen, you will always be able to get a tiny bit of line difference, depending on how much pressure you put on the nib. So working up here, right after his bridle on the forelock, I'm going to bring the forelock down over where his neck begins. So this is why I didn't ink his neck first. I'm going to try to ink the hair. And when I tend to do hair very messy when I sketch it with pencil, so I really do try to go much more slowly as I ink, really thinking about how the hair is falling. Since this is curly hair, you know, how it curls and wraps around, forms, and here is his neck, his crest, his neck roll. And again, when I ink, I do try to go quite slow. It takes time, but honestly not as long as it takes on the computer, in my opinion. There are probably some people who can ink quite quickly. Now, if I want to, I can go in and add a couple extra little layers of ink to give the line a little bit more depth and body. Vary the line thickness. But generally, I find that is actually most helpful to do after you've erased your first layer. So I will take my handy dandy eraser and I will ink an area that's been dry for some time. And then you can see how you did with your inking. Now, if you don't like it, you can always go in and re-ink any parts that you missed. And I see that I really don't like this little metal part being in a thinner line. That was silly. Now if I want to add a little bit more dimension to a line, I will go back in and add a little bit. And I would go over the whole drawing. Takes a while, but it does actually give your drawing a little bit more depth, and it's fun. Again, because of this horse, I'm going to be coloring him gray and blonde and gold. I will do a little bit more delicate line work. If I was making him chestnut, black, or deep brown, I probably wouldn't do as many lines because they'll probably disappear when I put my marker over them. So keep that in mind. Don't do some crazy amazing line work only to draw a black horse and then have it all disappear. So that's a good tip. Now, I'm probably not going to film the rest of this, but I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, you may feel free to leave a polite comment, and I will try to answer them for you. Alright, so have fun. Happy inking. Bye.